What if I told you that one of the most common reasons older adults feel tired, weak, and drained during the day has nothing to do with age itself, but with what happens at night? Across the world, millions of seniors struggle with a frustrating cycle. Just as they begin to fall into deep rest, they wake up again and again to use the bathroom. For some, it happens 2 or 3 times each night, for others, even more. Over time, these constant awakenings steal energy, weaken concentration, affect mood, and even raise the risk of serious health issues. Many assume it is an inevitable part of growing older, but the truth is different. There are clear reasons why it happens, and there are also practical, natural solutions. And remarkably, one of the most powerful tools against this problem is something you already know well: a simple banana. Now, this may sound surprising. How could such an ordinary fruit play a role in restoring peaceful sleep? The answer lies in the unique way bananas support both the bladder and the nervous system. But before we explore how, we need to understand why so many people wake up at night to begin with. As the body ages, it produces less of a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone normally tells the kidneys to slow down urine production while we sleep. With less of it, the kidneys continue working through the night, filling the bladder much more quickly than before. At the same time, the bladder itself undergoes changes. In younger adults, it can hold 400 to 500 milliliters of fluid comfortably. In older adults, that capacity often shrinks to just 150 to 200 milliliters. Even a small amount of urine can then trigger a powerful urge to wake and go to the bathroom. There is also the issue of fluid redistribution. Throughout the day, especially while sitting or standing, fluid tends to collect in the lower legs and ankles. When lying down at night, that fluid re-enters circulation, providing the kidneys with more liquid to process. The result? Increased urine production right when the body is trying to rest. Add to this certain evening habits: drinking tea or coffee late in the day, eating watery fruits like melon or grapes, or consuming salty foods that increase thirst, and the bladder becomes even more active at night. Stress and emotional strain also cannot be ignored. At night, the mind is quieter, but more sensitive. Even a minor signal from the bladder may feel urgent enough to force someone awake, even if the bladder is not truly full. This is where bananas make a difference. Unlike acidic fruits such as oranges or pineapples that can irritate the bladder, bananas are gentle and naturally supportive. They are rich in potassium, which relaxes the bladder muscles and prevents unnecessary contractions. They also contain magnesium, a mineral that calms overactive nerves and helps the bladder remain steady through the night. And they provide tryptophan, an amino acid that aids the production of serotonin and melatonin, chemicals the body relies on to regulate mood and sleep cycles. Bananas have another advantage: they are light, easy to digest, and soothing to the stomach. Heavy, oily, or spicy evening foods often cause bloating or reflux, which can press against the bladder and trigger awakenings. A ripe banana, on the other hand, delivers gentle natural sugars and soluble fiber that aid digestion without strain. But for bananas to truly help, timing and method are essential. The best time to eat one is in the early evening, ideally between 5 and 6 p.m., or about an hour after an early dinner. This gives the body enough time to absorb its nutrients before bed. Eating bananas too late, especially after 8 p.m., can slow digestion and may disturb rest instead of supporting it. Only one medium-sized banana should be eaten. More than that risks bloating or excess sugar intake. Ripeness matters too. A yellow banana with a few small brown spots is ideal. Green bananas are harder to digest, while overly brown bananas can cause sharp spikes in blood sugar. Bananas should also be eaten at room temperature, not cold from the refrigerator, as chilled fruit can irritate the bladder. For best results, bananas should be eaten alone as a light snack. Pairing them with cold milk, tea, or other fruits reduces their positive effects. However, combining one banana with a small handful of nuts, like almonds or walnuts, can be beneficial. Together, they create a balanced evening snack that calms both the body and the mind. Alongside this, it is important to limit foods that irritate the bladder after 7 p.m., such as acidic fruits, caffeine, salty snacks, and sugary desserts. By removing these triggers, the banana's natural benefits work more effectively. Finally, Bananas are most effective when paired with other simple nighttime habits. A short 15-minute walk after dinner supports digestion and reduces swelling in the legs. Elevating the legs for 5 to 10 minutes before bed encourages excess fluid to circulate earlier in the evening. Creating a calm, cool, and dark bedroom environment helps the body prepare for rest. And avoiding screens before bed protects natural melatonin release, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. When these steps are combined, an early light dinner, a short walk, one ripe banana at the right time, a few minutes of leg elevation, and a quiet bedtime routine, they create the conditions for deeper, more restorative sleep. Nighttime awakenings become less frequent, mornings feel more energized, and life regains clarity and balance. The important lesson is this: disturbed sleep is not an unavoidable part of aging. By understanding the body's needs and making small, thoughtful choices, you can transform your nights. And sometimes the solution begins not with medication, but with something as simple and familiar as a banana.